Hey guys, Lyra Linx here, and we're back with another chapter of Dance at Dusk. I'm gonna dive right into chapter 13. We left off on a cliffhanger with Paul wanting to talk to Dawn. Dawn knocked on Paul's door, anxiously awaiting what he might want to tell her. She was excited to know, but at the same time was worried. What if he was rejecting her? He'd never answered her last night after all. Paul quickly answered and gestured for her to come inside. He kicked aside lots of books and papers and cleared a path for her. Dawn stood awkwardly. "So what is it you wanted to talk about?" Paul sighed, pacing a bit. He wasn't sure what to say. What did he want to talk about? He couldn't even remember now. All he could do was stare into Dawn's dead eyes. Paul stopped pacing and turned to her. He had to say something. He could apologize for making her cry or tell her how he feels. Just tell her something. "Dawn, I know I hurt you last night. I'm sorry. I'm pretty dense when it comes to feelings and stuff. But, 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 but? What did you want to say? Please just don't say something ridiculous or stupid." "But I don't think I can answer you yet." Dawn's eyes seemed to go colder as Paul spoke. Dawn felt ready to die. He couldn't answer? What was that supposed to mean? Paul wasn't finished yet. "Not yet, but I promise to tell you my true feelings after the dance. Until then, can we be friends?" Dawn still wasn't completely satisfied, but for some reason she wasn't upset anymore. A faint smile made its way to her face. "Just don't keep me waiting too long, Shinji." Paul nodded. "You know, I never showed you my dancing skills." Dawn rolled her eyes. "Please, I doubt you're any good." Paul raised his eyebrows. "You want to bet?" $10 says you suck." "Deal. Prepare to eat your words, Burlitz." Paul threw a small bead at the stereo, and because of his excellent aim, it hit the on button and soft music played. Dawn blushed. This was a song meant for a slow dance. Paul crept closer over to her and put a random rose in his mouth. "What the heck? This does not sound like Paul." "Care to dance?" he asked, trying to make her feel awkward. It was working. "Whatever. Just don't do anything Reggie would do." Paul laughed. Dawn wrapped her arms around his neck, and he placed his hands on her waist. Though they were reluctant, they inched closer together and started to dance. Paul led her slowly across the room, dancing like a professional. Paul wasn't kidding when he said he could dance. "Looks like I owe you $10, sighed Dawn. "Keep the money. The look on your face right now is priceless." Dawn blushed and tried to restrain from slapping him. "Whatever. Why are we doing this anyway?" Paul hissed. "Can't you ever shut up and go with the flow for once?" Dawn relaxed and just danced, feeling the heat from Paul's body. With his cold exterior, you'd never guess that he was so warm. So warm and handsome, and a bit dense too. She really loved him. Paul noticed how warm she was as well. Why did she always get so red around him? Did he make her sick? Or maybe that was a genuine blush. Just as the sweetness of the moment reached its peak, it was broken apart when the two were startled by a camera flash. In the doorway stood Reggie, clicking through his camera happily. "Great picture. Can I get another?" The blood drained away from Paul's face when Reggie showed them the picture. They were so close. It was... Ah! "I'll kill you if you don't give me that camera," threatened Paul. Oh my gosh. Reggie ran away quickly. "Catch me if you can." Dawn groaned as she stepped out of the room. Paul and Reggie ran through the house looking like cartoon characters. Dawn's sweat dropped as Paul tried desperately to steal the camera away. "Reggie, if you don't let me bust that camera, I'll bust your head." Reggie pretended that he was afraid and screamed, "Dawn, call the cop." I can't talk. Oh my gosh. "Dawn, call the cops. Paul is threatening my life. Help." Dawn ignored their shenanigans and went to make dinner. She decided to make spaghetti. Why? Reggie and Paul hated pasta. This would be the consequence for Reggie and Paul running through the house. Dawn sighed and started everything up. The dance was so close, but she didn't know how much more of this she could take. Boys, can't live... I really can't talk. Boys, can't live with them and can't live without them, I guess. Alright, excuse my stumblings. That was an interesting chapter. I'm just gonna go right to the chapter 13 reviews. Here we are. Sakura Toko. Beautiful. The truth not that to say every time I remain without words for the beautiful thing that is this fanfic. Aw. I wait with anxieties for the following chapter. EVX me. It's great that Dawn and Paul, I assume, made up now, and I totally agree with what Dawn said, not being able to live with or without boys, lol. Yeah, it can be true sometimes. Red Hood lover. That was so cool. I am an official Reggie fangirl. And I really like this chapter because of everything that happens. Like Paul hitting the button with a random bead and Reggie taking a picture of them. Yeah, I always tried to incorporate my own comedy of the time period that I was into. Oh man. Anyway, that's it for this chapter. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and I really hope to see you in another video. Bye!